Hey, I'm Alex, and in the first video I posted, I talked about why I wanna start an e-commerce brand. And now in this video, I'm planning on showing you what products I initially chose and what I ended up pursuing. I will first uh, make a short description of the product, and then I will show you the Alibaba conversations and a couple LinkedIn messages with some experts in the industry regarding one of the products. I started searching for products using TrendRocket. It was helpful in the beginning to get an idea of what product works, and I've got a few ideas after a week. The first one was I don't know if you heard about those Ridge wallets, the small compact wallets, and I was thinking maybe I could do a premium version of those using Alcantara. So I would just take the design that already exists and glue or something like that some Alcantara leather over it, and it would look better. But soon I realized that probably it wouldn't work that well because it doesn't solve that big of a problem. Also, I found growth led for plants. Uh, it was a kind of a tray or something like that. I found it random when I was searching on Alibaba for products. I will show it. I will show it to you after when I get into the Alibaba conversations. Then I thought of a pillow that would be suitable for sitting up in bed and also for sleeping. I don't have the conversation with the supplier for that product because I deleted by mistake, and I can't show you really the design, but it was curved on one side, so it would sit a little bit under your back to have a better posture, and then you could use it normally when sleeping. And then the idea I've worked the most on is tennis player's body wash that would help with sun recovery and dust cleaning and so on. I will make a short description of the brand and then I'll show you the conversations. So the idea was to market it as a tennis player focused body wash, especially because I was a tennis player. I played tennis for almost 8 years, and that would be a good marketing angle. And yeah, I've even done the packaging, the logos, and everything, but then I hit some problems with it and I decided to not do it in the end. I will now show you the Alibaba conversations. This is the one of the first chats with any suppliers. This is the lead plant growth tray. This is my first message where I asked the basic questions. What's the usual lead time for orders? Do you offer warranty or after sales support? And about the options for customization. I recommend using your real name. If you have a company or brand name already, use it, you can just put yourself as the founder of it. You'll see that I did that in the later conversations. Asked about the sample, and I was thinking if you could adjust the height. Yeah, this was basically the product. It came also with those plant holders. It looked better than what was already on the market, but I doubted the functionality of the product because it didn't have the best quality. The thing in the back, you see, is like really thin, and also the price for the sample, as you can see, is pretty high for a metal thing. Yeah, so the main reason for not doing this product was that it wasn't different enough from the other competitors. It didn't do anything different. The only feature that would help me sell it is the design, but I didn't think it was enough. Then I asked the supplier if they could source less than 500 products for the first order, because I didn't need that many just to test the market. They asked me about the store, but I didn't have it at the time, since I just decided to do this product. What I can say about this chat is that I kinda lied a bit when telling that I had to wait for my business partner to decide. The truth is that I wasn't sure I would wanna do this product, so I told them that I needed to talk with my business partner, and they understood. And then I decided that I didn't want to do this product due to the reason I stated out earlier, and I told them that, and this is the end of the first product conversation with the supplier. This is the conversation with the supplier for the Alcantara wallet. Those were some renders made by ChatGPT actually, that weren't that bad. It looked actually great and premium. But the problem with this product, like I said, is that it didn't really solve a problem. So I decided in the end not to do it. I had some more conversations, but I deleted them as well. I couldn't find a conversation with a supplier for the pillow, but from what I remember, a sample for that product would be around $700, which was a little bit out of my budget, at least for the sample. And you can imagine, if just the sample costed me that much, then if I would do a brand with that. And yeah, now let's dive into the conversations for the body wash for the tennis players. Here there is a lot more to talk about, because I spent I think 1 or 2 weeks developing this product. I also did a branding deck and everything, but it turned out to be not that useful in the end because I didn't do the product. I didn't sell the product. I didn't create a brand around it. But I think it was useful just to learn how you can think from a branding perspective about any product. So this is the first conversation that I found. You can already see here that I found the name for the brand, and like I said earlier, I think it's better if you also put the name of the brand. It gives you more credibility. Here I told them the ingredients I want to use and asked about custom packaging. Let's see what else is here. The main problem with this product is that I needed a lot of customization. I needed to change some stuff. I needed to change some substances, and that would costed me a lot. And the minimum order quantity was higher. For example, for this supplier, the lowest they could go was 1,000 pieces, which was obviously a lot higher than I expected. Then I tried to take their base product and just do the custom packaging and brand it like that for the tennis players and see if I could maybe sell the product more based on the marketing and not that much on the benefits of the product itself. Like, it would just not work. This is another conversation, also the same. They could customize the formula, but the MOQ was a lot higher than I could afford. But then, from what I see here, I was able to get the supplier to give me 10 samples pretty cheap. But then they didn't come back with the ingredient list, which was essential for me. And then I kept waiting, and they didn't give me the ingredient list. And that's all with this conversation, because I kept asking and they didn't answer. And now I wanna talk about the most important conversation with the supplier, but unfortunately I lost the WhatsApp conversation and also the Alibaba conversation. But I will explain really quick what was all that about. I was able to convince them to deliver a sample for, I think, $50. I can't really remember, and then do the first test order of 200 or 300 units at $3 or $4 per unit. And I talked for a few days with them, but I soon learned that you need a lot of certifications to sell in the European Union, and I found out that I needed around $5,000 to complete all those tests and appoint EU to appoint EU to appoint EU to appoint a responsible person in the EU for the product, since I wasn't old enough, and that was too expensive, at least for my first business idea, and I decided not to pursue this idea due to a lot higher costs than I expected. I was initially really sad because I worked that hard for 2 or 3 weeks to develop this idea, to do the packaging, come up with a name, almost ordering the sample, but fortunately enough I found out about the tests and canceled the order for the sample, and I didn't lose any more money. I've talked after with a couple of suppliers to see if they could provide the certificates for the tests, but none of them could do it for cheaper than $500. Here I already specified in the first message I sent about the certifications for the factory also. What I forgot to mention about the supplier that I was talking to when developing Courtborn, that was the name of the brand. That supplier that I talked to also on WhatsApp didn't have the required certifications for the factory itself, which was a big problem for me, because that meant I wouldn't be able to sell in the European Union if I was sourcing from them. And here I asked in the first message about those certifications. They had it. They had those, but they didn't provide the ingredient list after asking for a few times, so I also decided not to source from them. And here I think is the last conversation I could find regarding the body wash brand, where I already thought of quitting this idea, and yeah, I think this one was the last one. Also, I wanted to show you the LinkedIn conversations. I have here one with a cosmetic expert. I wanted to get her opinion on it regarding the formula. Fortunately enough, she answered, and here I've got a really helpful feedback since I found out that it wasn't really possible to create a body wash that would fully recover the skin from the sun damage, because the main idea of the body wash was to work like after sun lotion. But as you can see in this message, she doesn't think that a rinse-off wash product can help with any claims except cleaning, which I later found out that she was completely true, and yeah, no product can have my desired effects without staying on the skin for at least 10 minutes. So this was another reason I didn't continue with this product. I also managed to talk to another expert in the cosmetic industry, but I already knew that I wasn't going to do this product, so I just thanked her for the answer, and that was all with this product. This was the end. I killed the idea, and I unfortunately had to look for other ideas for a couple of weeks again, which sucked, as you can expect. I will most certainly talk about the product I wanna actually start soon, after I receive the sample, so I can describe the brand and the product better. It will arrive in a few days, and then I will film the video and talk about every feature. I can show the sample and the conversations with the suppliers for their product, like I did here. But before that, I wanna close out with some lessons that I learned with those products. First of all, your product needs to solve at least a little problem. Like, it can be a small market, it can be a niche product, but it needs to solve a problem, and not like the Alcantara wallet that I thought of doing. And also the plant growth LED tray didn't solve any problem at all compared to the competitor product. The pillow that I've talked about solved the problem from my perspective, but I didn't have the budget to start that kind of a brand, since only the sample would cost around $700. And then the Cordborn body wash comes, where I've learned the most from. First of all, you need to do the research for the certifications needed for any product, not just those cosmetic products. Then I think you should wait with the branding deck and anything regarding marketing to do only after you place the order for the sample, so at least you can be sure that you are committed to doing this product. And one thing I think is the most important is to seek advice from the experts, like I thought of doing on LinkedIn. It's not that hard. You just go on LinkedIn, create an account, and then go search your industry and connect with experts and message them, and hopefully one or two will answer like they did to me. And yeah, that's it with the product history. I will talk in the next video about the final product that I chose, what's the stage I'm in. So yeah, that's all with those products. Forgot to mention that my account got deactivated by Google when I tried looking at it earlier. I couldn't log in. I tried using my phone number to verify it, they wouldn't let me. So I need to chat with customer support assistant from Google. I will try to do that and hopefully I can recover it. So it will probably take a few more days to solve this problem, but hopefully I can get it done. If not, I will have to create a new channel, and I will post the first video again and then this one. And yeah, that's all for today. Hope my speaking is better than in the first video and I was more clear. Also, I hope you liked it and found it useful, and I will see you in the next one. Keep it natural. Bye.